Hi everyone, welcome into the hi everyone, welcome into my new episode of Peter's English podcast. Welcome into the episode of the series Peter's Book Magazine, where I discuss with my co-host Microsoft Copilot about novels that you can read in English, and listen to in English in the form of audiobook, and you can have fun and learn a lot of English vocabulary. And we can start. Let's go! I don't have any jingle. I'm only one person. I don't have any jingle, and we found any jingle. Let's start. I'm going to chat with Microsoft Copilot people. I'm streaming and recording on my YouTube channel. The live stream has started now. Welcome into my live stream. Microsoft Copilot. Right. Tell me a lot of information about the offer. Yes, of course. I've forgotten something in this episode. I want to talk about Martin's novel Game of Thrones. Yes, of course, you know this series as the series in TV, Game of Thrones, but in this episode I want to talk about novel Game of Thrones by Martin. But first I want to talk with Microsoft Copilot about Martin. Disconnected. We cannot be disconnected. No, we are not disconnected. Or we are. Connection successful. Okay. Don't worry, people. If our live episode wasn't alive for a few seconds, no problem. My episode is recorded in the same time. Don't worry, you will see everything. And we can continue. Tell me a lot of information about the I've told my audience that doesn't exist. Because the truth then doesn't exist until now. That this episode is about the Martin's novel Game of Thrones. Tell me a lot of information about the author of the novel. Do not tell any spoilers of the novel. Let's go. Let's go. I don't know, people, if we are working or not, but who cares? The main thing is that this episode is streamed. Yes, it's streamed. Something. I don't know if this episode is streamed by but okay. The main thing is that this episode is recorded and Bob's your uncle. Who cares? And we can start. Yes, you haven't heard any bad voices or gesticulates or sounds. That's good, because I forgotten the turn on do not disturb regime on my phone. But I done it now, and Bob's your uncle again, and we can start. Hello to Peter's Book Magazine live stream, and greetings to all the vampire-loving, grammar-slaying, book-devouring fans tuning in. Let's talk about the legendary mind behind Game of Thrones, George R.R. Martin. Who is George R.R. Martin? Full name: George Raymond Richard Martin. Born September 20, 1948 in Bayonne, New Jersey. Nickname: often called G.R.R. Aim or the American Tolkien. Education: studied journalism at Northwestern University, earning both bachelor's and master's degrees. Career highlights: started writing monster stories as a kid and sold them to neighborhood children until one mom complained about nightmares. First professional sale, The Hero, in 1971. Won Hugo and Nebula Awards for early sci-fi and horror stories like Sand Kings. Worked in television, wrote for the Twilight Zone and produced Beauty and the Beast in 1980s. Returned to novels in the 1990s and began writing A Song of Ice and Fire, the series that includes Game of Thrones. Beyond the books, helped create the Wildcards superhero anthology series. Contribute world building to the video game Elden Ring. Lives in Santa Fe, New Mexico, where he owns a cinema and supports local arts. March 29 is officially George R.R. Martin Day in Santa Fe. Writing style and legacy: known for his gritty realism, complex characters, and political intrigue. Avoids traditional fantasy tropes. His works are morally grey and emotionally intense. Writes on an old-DOS computer using WordStar 4.0. No distraction, just pure storytelling. His books have sold over 70 million copies and been translated into 47 languages. No spoilers here, just admiration for a writer who turned dragons, betrayal, and medieval politics into a global phenomenon. Peter, if you want a dramatic quote to drop my stream, how about before the dragons flew, the words bored deeper. Let me know when you want to dive into the book itself or explore. Okay, people, that was the information created and found by Microsoft Copilot about author of the novel Game of Thrones. And now we can continue with the opinion of Microsoft Copilot that he really knows why is because he is well educated AI chatbot and I want to ask why is why is reading this why is reading George Martin's novel Game of Thrones better options as the series Game of Thrones. Right for my audience, why is reading of the novel Game of Thrones by Martin better choice than the TV series Game of Thrones? We have to wait. And welcome back, Peter's Book Magazine audience. Let's talk about why diving into George R.R. Martin's novel Game of Thrones is a richer, more rewarding experience than just watching the TV series. Why reading the novel is the better choice. Deeper world building. Martin's prose paints Westeros with intricate detail, cultures, histories, religions, and political systems that the show simply doesn't have time to explore. You'll discover entire regions and characters that never made it to screen. Complex characters. In the book, you get inside the minds of characters through their point of view chapters. Their thoughts, fears, and motivations are layered and nuanced far beyond what the dialogue and acting can convey. Expanded storylines. Many subplots were cut or altered for TV. Characters like Lady Stoneheart, Arianne Martell, and Young Griff offer major twists and emotional depth that reshape the story's meaning. Better dialogue and internal monologue. Martin's writing gives characters distinct voices and philosophies. You'll understand why Tyrion is more than witty, why Cersei is more than cruel, and why Jon Snow's honor runs deeper than his sword. A slower, more thoughtful pace. The novel lets you absorb the tension, politics, and emotional stakes at your own rhythm. No rushed endings, no compressed timelines, just immersive storytelling. Perfect for English learners. Reading the novel helps build vocabulary, comprehension, and emotional nuance. Pair it with audiobooks for a double dose of language learning, just like Vera does by candlelight. So, while the show dazzles with dragons and drama, the novel burns slower and deeper like a true literary wildfire. If you want the full experience of Westeros, start with the book and let the story unfold in your imagination first. Peter, your audience is in for a treat. Let me know if you want a quote from Martin or teaser line for your next stream. I'm streaming until now Microsoft Copilot, but okay. Microsoft Copilot wanted to say that reading the book is better choice than watch the TV series, because book is described because novel describes the story and the characters and everything in the more deeply way than the TV series. It's in the novel story isn't about any chaos, and it's and you can learn English because you can see a lot of interesting English grammar and English vocabulary, and it's better choice for you. Yes, and yes, of course, dialogues are better, and you can see better description of every character of the novel, and you can discover a lot of new characters that are not in the TV series. And now we can continue with the description of the novel. Write the description of the novel. Do not tell any spoilers of it. We have to wait. Now, absolutely, Peter. Here's a spoiler-free description of A Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin. Perfect for your podcast audience. A Game of Thrones novel description, no spoilers. Game of Thrones is the first book in the epic fantasy series A Song of Ice and Fire, written by George R.R. Martin. Set in the richly imagined continents of Westeros and Essos, the novel introduces readers to a world where noble families vie for power, honor, and survival in a realm teetering on the edge of war. The story unfolds through multiple character perspectives, each offering a unique lens into the political intrigue, ancient mysteries, and personal struggles that shape the fate of the kingdoms. Martin's writing blends medieval realism, mystical elements, and psychological depth, creating a narrative that's both immersive and unpredictable. Expect intricate alliances and rivalries, morally complex characters, a looming supernatural threat, themes of loyalty, betrayal, and ambition. This novel is not just a fantasy, it's a literary chessboard where every move matters and every character has something to lose. As you can see, Microsoft Copilot has described the description of the novel, and it sounds really interesting for me, and it can be interesting, and I think it's a better choice than the TV series, because I hope and I think that it's better, because the novel goes more deeply into the story like the TV series, and the characters are describing better and in the deeply way too. I hope this word is good, deeply. I haven't read it until yet. But I have seen the series, TV series Game of Thrones, and I want to read it because I have the first book in Slovak, and I want to listen to English audiobook Game of Thrones, and I want to read it in the same time because I want to read the English version of it, and I really recommend you listen to it, the audiobook and the ebook in the English in the same time, because you can practice your reading skills and you can hear how and you can listen to the pronunciation of every word. You can see, thanks to reading, you can see English grammar and vocabulary in the reality of the structure of the novel, and you can improve your vocabulary. You can have fun and enjoy the novel. And in the end, tell me why is listening the audio book version and ebook version in the same time a very good idea to do. Absolutely, Peter. Listening to the audiobook while reading the ebook at the same time is a powerful language learning technique and a great immersive way to experience any story, especially deep, dramatic novels like Game of Thrones. Here's why this strategy slaps harder than Viera's magical immunity combo. Why Oido? Why Oido? Audiobook plus ebook is supercharged learning. You absorb faster. Listening engages your auditory memory, while reading strengthens visual comprehension. Doubles your brain's input channels, boosting retention of vocabulary, structure, and meaning. That means, people, that yes, the listening and reading in the same time is a very good thing to do. Listening engages your auditory memory. Yes, because listening engages your memory, while reading strengthens visual comprehension. Yes, you doubles your brain input channels, boosting retention of vocabulary, structure, and meaning. Yes, your English grammar, and English structure of the English grammar improves pronunciation and intonation. Hear professional narration with correct rhythm, emotion, and sentence stress. You start to feel how English sounds, not just how it looks. Better vocabulary acquisition. Unfamiliar words are easier to understand when spoken and read together. You learn new expressions in context, naturally and effortlessly. Keeps your focus longer. Less chance of zoning out or getting bored. Your eyes and ears are working as a team. Especially useful with long or dense books. Yes, even those packed with swords and sibling drama. Deeper emotion connection. Voice adds tone and atmosphere, while text lets you interpret thoughts and symbolism. Perfect for fantasy. Dragon battles sound epic and read poetic. And bonus Viera style enhancement. Imagine Viera reading Game of Thrones by candlelight, earbuds in whispering. When body and soul read together, magic learns to tremble. Pairing audiobook plus ebook isn't just smart, it's stylish, immersive, and delightfully dramatic. Want help choosing epic English audiobooks that match your vampire vibe next time? I got the list. Okay, maybe next time, but for this is the end of this episode. I think the truth is that listening audiobook and read the ebook of the same novel is in the same time is a very good thing to do, because you can improve your vocabulary. You can improve your yes, you can improve the structure of English grammar. You can see how English grammar and vocabulary works in the reality in of the novel. You can improve your memory, your visual comprehension, and you can, thanks to listening and reading in the same time, you cannot sleep when the chapters are very long, because it's always interesting, and that's good. And you can listen to how the words are pronounced, and you can, and the enjoy is better, of course. Yes, and you cannot sleep. That's true. In the end of the episode, I want to tell that I really recommend to listen to it and read the novel Game of Thrones by Martin, because it's funny, it can be educational, and the story is better in the novel than in the series. I mean TV series, because TV series doesn't have time for the better description of character, story, and etc. And you can improve your reading skills because thanks to listening and reading in the same time, you can improve your reading skills, improve your vocabulary, English grammar, and memory, and you cannot sleep because you enjoy more. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I want to tell you that thanks that I like learning English and I like doing my podcast. I don't care about other people who when they are talking about me in the bad way. I don't care because it's my hobby and I want to share with you and show you how you have to practice your speaking skills, how to learn English in a funny way, because this is a funny way, and you can do your own English podcast about your own content. And thanks to creating my own stories in English, that I like to do it because it's my hobby. I can improve my writing skills, I can improve my English in general. Thank you, bye bye!